video for us, in which I will go through the recent updates about 2 crime cases that are unfolding currently. And in the background, I will be coloring this drawing that I started in my last video, which was about animal attack news. Also, like, subscribe, leave a comment and all that stuff. And also check out my Patreon. And right now, if you want to fall asleep or just relax, I'd suggest that you lay back, relax, maybe even close your eyes and just listen to the sound. The first case that I've been following recently is that of the murder of Anna Kepner, Annakebner. She was an 18-year-old girl who was found dead on a Carnival Horizon cruise. And we will read this article to see what happened to her and who is the suspect in her murder. This article that got my attention is from ABC News, and it is titled "Teen Found Dead on Carnival Cruise Died by Asphyxiation Resulting from a Bar Hold." How awful. This was uploaded on November 21st, 2025. It says, Anna Kepner, a teenager who was found dead on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship this month, died by asphyxiation resulting from a bar hold, which means an arm across the neck. Investigators also found 2 bruises on the side of her neck. The FBI has continued to decline to comment, citing the ongoing investigation. The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office declined also. According to a source, the preliminary information indicates there were no signs of SA and there did not appear to be drugs or alcohol in Kepner's system. Autopsy and toxicology reports that could confirm those details have not been completed. The 18-year-old cheerleader from, how do you pronounce this, from Florida, Titusville, Florida, was reported dead while aboard the Carnival Horizon cruise ship on November 8. Anna Kepner was found dead under a bed, wrapped in a blanket and covered by life vests. A court filing in an unrelated family court matter noted Kepner's step-siblings could face charges. The filing said the FBI is conducting an investigation arising out of the sudden death of 18-year-old Anna Kepner. Chantel Hudson, Kepner's stepmother, who was also on the cruise along with her requested a delay in her custody hearing because one of her minor children may face criminal charges. Oh wow. So what we know right now is that the prime suspect is her stepbrother. And I saw some posts on X that showed her TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look at it right now. That showed she didn't have a really great life with her family. So let's take a look at the news going on about her on X. Maybe we'll get some look into their lives. I'm going to search Anna Kepner as hashtag, and let's turn on my screen recorder. But you don't have to look at the screen if you have closed your eyes. I will explain to you if there's anything interesting. So there is a top post from 4 hours ago. So let's see what it says. It says, stepbrother of murdered teen Anna Kepner told FBI that he has no recollection of what happened between he and Anna in their cabin aboard the Carnival Horizon cruise ship. So apparently they were sharing a cabin. And this is not a good idea. This is not a good look. I mean, this sentence that he has no recollection of what happened. And how old is he? They said a minor. So under 18, maybe 16, 17. The post continues saying Anna's grandparents claim that they were close, the stepbrother and Anna. And the grandparents said they were just like brother and sister. And this is despite numerous claims to the contrary. So there are a lot of people saying that this stepbrother and stepsister were not really doing great. And they were always fighting. So we don't know who to believe. Stepbrother suspect had his demons, but he was dealing with them. Oh, that's not a good look again. Why would they even talk? The grandparents. Just doesn't sound like a good idea in this situation. Especially saying that. So the stepbrother is saying he doesn't remember anything that happened. He doesn't have a recollection, and the grandparents are saying that this young man, maybe this child, 16, 17-year-old child, had his demons. So that's not a good look. And this poor girl, what she must have suffered through. Look at that belt. That is the coolest belt I've seen. This is from her 18th birthday. May she rest in peace, and may she get her justice. Let's see if there's other. This one from Jennifer Coffendaffer says Anna Kepner's stepbrother said he does not remember what happened. The grandparents of Anna speak out. Also included below is information about.
Said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything, and she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And We never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the ship's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the official cause of death?
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us her cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
You take the elbow like this. They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling ABC News they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her system. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Alright, so that was Anna's grandparents. How heartbreaking. And right now it seems that they believe that the stepbrother is the culprit, because there is just no one else. And the situation is not looking good for him. Now let's hear what Anna's former boyfriend said. I will be quiet and let's watch this together. Listen to it together.
Relationship. And only take a second. Your name is Josh too. Spell your last name.
T-E-W.
All right. And how old are you?
15.
15. And how did you meet Anna?
Through a past relationship last year.
And how did you actually meet with her? In school?
At school.
At school. What type of person was she?
She was a great woman, you know. I met her at school.
And the circumstances behind her death, you find them to be suspicious? And if so, tell me why.
It was suspicious because I knew that the brother did it, and yeah.
How do you know that?
Because of the past things that happened with him, like I was saying.
Which were those?
About the FaceTime and stuff.
What's the FaceTime?
Whenever I was on FaceTime with her, and when I was on FaceTime with her, and she was laying down, and the brother tried to go on top of her, and
You saw that?
yeah.
And how did she react to that?
I was like, what the hell are you doing in the room, you know? Then he got scared and like ran away. And I heard his footsteps like running through the house, you know, because he got caught.
So when you learned of her passing, you know, what was your reaction?
I ran away. He ran away. It was kind of crazy.
And when you learned that she passed away, how did you feel?
I felt very sad, you know, because that was my first love. She was the best that ever happened to me. And I'd even walk to her work to see her, you know, for like 5-10 minutes.
Did you talk with her before her death?
Like 3 weeks before it, yes ma'am. I was actually supposed to go on the cruise that she went on, but we broke up before then.
When did you split?
We split up like 6 months ago.
6 months. Okay.
And everyone said she's just a bright light. So many people wearing bright colors today. How would you describe the kind of person she was?
She was a great person. She definitely knew how to throw on her outfit. She was great, you know. She knew how to put on colors. It wasn't like a basic outfit.
And this is your mom?
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
okay with you talking to us?
Yeah, but we need to go.
Okay. Just wanted...
Okay.
What should happen next?
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think should happen?
I think that he should get thrown in jail for as long as possible. And yeah.
And when did you move into the house?
I have no idea.
Like a year or two?
Maybe like a year ago. I think so. I don't
You'd
know.
like to see justice for
Yeah,
for your
I'd like
first
to
love.
see a lot of justice. Yes,
Has she ever complained about his behavior before?
yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. What did she complain about?
She complained about him being uncomfortable, or her being uncomfortable around him, because of the fact that he tried to go on top of her in the bed, and because of that, she tried to go and stay the night at her friend's house and to dodge the staying the night at her house.
So that happened more than once?
Yes.
She ever bring that up with
How many
her?
times did it happen?
It happened one time, around like 3 a.m. that night.
That time when you were on the FaceTime call with her,
Yes, sir.
3 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Did she ever report that to her father?
No, I have not. I reported it to the FBI.
And what is your name, ma'am?
Alright, so at this point, it certainly seems like the stepbrother is the culprit, and we just have to wait for this to go on and see when he's gonna get charged. Alright, now let's get into the next case update, which is about David and the murder of Celeste Rivas. So we've been following this case intensively on this channel, and still he is not charged, but they decided, finally, a mere source said that the investigators are now considering him a suspect. And some recent news have come out about it that are really disturbing. Let's see what this article says about these new informations. The article is from a website called thetab.com, THETAB, and it is titled, "There have been two horrific new updates in the Celeste Rivas case involving singer David. Two shocking new developments have emerged in the investigation into the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. She wasn't even 15 when she was murdered, most likely. Which focus on singer David. Real name David Anthony Berg, who is now officially being treated as a suspect. The first is that the body was allegedly frozen and dismembered. Now I don't understand how it could have stayed partially frozen after being in that car for possibly several weeks. I really have no idea, but we know that it was. Sources connected to the investigation told TMZ that Celeste remains were discovered in an extremely compromised state, partially frozen, dismembered, and severely decomposed, which may make it impossible for the medical examiner to establish a cause or manner of death. So we still don't know. The that if anyone's ever gonna get a first degree murder charge, if they can't. I mean, I don't know. We will see. Let's see what the article says. It says, according to the sources, the medical examiner received the body with the head removed, the limbs severed and cut into pieces, and all parts in a partially frozen condition. How freaking disgusting is that? So whether they killed this girl, which I think is what happened, or if she died by other causes, this singer and most likely his friend or friends decided that, well, doing this to her body, her life didn't matter, so her body didn't matter to them either. They apparently cut her head, but the torso was intact, but the limbs were severely cut and then cut into pieces. And again, I don't know how it is possible to be partially frozen still. Some are saying that maybe he kept dry ice in the trunk with her. And I don't know, maybe if you freeze it, I don't know, maybe it just changes it in a way that it's never gonna become unfrozen, you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say. Anyway, the article continues. Investigators reportedly believe the remains have been thawing in the trunk of David Tesla by the time they were discovered. So it couldn't have been there for a long time, right? We don't know, we really don't know a lot in this case. Monday, the 2nd, news is that Celeste's remains were found on 8th of September, one day after what would have been her 15th birthday. Inside the trunk of David's impounded Tesla, the vehicle had reportedly been parked for days, possibly weeks, on a Hollywood Hills street near the singer's rental home before it was towed. So yeah, it's interesting. Maybe I just don't know the medical aspect of it, but they can tell that she was partially frozen, but at the same time she's been in the car for at least several weeks, possibly. So the workers around the yard started smelling something, and the rest. David was on tour across the US at the time, and he has not been arrested or charged. And the second new information is that a second suspect has reportedly been identified. So they are not saying who it is, but they are saying that there is another suspect. In a new episode of TMZ's Two Angry Men podcast. So again, I don't know how much we can believe in TMZ's reporting. I mean, they certainly don't have the cleanest history in reporting the news, right? But again, we will just take it in and wait for the police to come out and say something. For now, let's just take this with a grain of salt. But I mean, I believe it. I believe suspect and that her body was cut up and frozen. I don't think they just made it up. Anyway, in this new episode of this podcast hosted by Harvey Levin and defense attorney Mark Geragos, the pair claimed that a second suspect has been identified by authorities. Geragos said he knows the name of the alleged second individual, who investigators reportedly believe may have been involved before, during, and after Celeste's death. So that's a lot of involvement, including potentially helping with the alleged dismemberment. Oh my god. So he's claiming that he knows the name, and a lot of people online are claiming that they possibly know who this is, and it's a best friend of David. It is a male, but I don't really know the name. But let's see if we can find it after reading this article. The article says that a similar claim was made to People.com by police source, who added that this unnamed person may also have assisted in the disposal of the body. The other host of this podcast, Levin, suggested that because Teslas contain multiple cameras, investigators may already have video evidence of the alleged accomplice. Because of the condition of the remains and the extent of dismemberment, the medical examiner has not yet determined the cause of death, and they are awaiting, as usual, the toxicology results. And it is still named as undetermined. It continues to talk about where Celeste was from, Lake Elsinore, California, and all about her going missing a couple of times in 2024, which we've talked about. I wonder if I should make a playlist on the Celeste Rivas case. I think I've made more than 5 videos about it. So yeah, that's basically where the article ends after giving us a bit more background. How awful and tragic is this one? Now a lot of us are asking, why hasn't he yet been charged? Why is he still sitting at home, following the news and playing games? We don't know, but I'm sure there is a reason they're trying to gather as much information as possible to make sure that if they charge someone, they'll be able to convict them. So they're just making sure to have everything in check. I just realized both Celeste and Anna are wearing a similar necklace in the photos that I've seen of them in the articles. These poor little girls. What a life that they've lived, and what horrible endings the world or this man gave them. I hope that both of them are resting and that the justice gets served. At this point of the video, I hope that you are also resting, and I hope that you are asleep if that's what you wanted, and if you are, I hope to God that you are very lucid and in charge of what to see and feel, and it is full of joy, rest, this darkness that exists all around us. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you want extra more personal ASMR videos from me. Check out my shorts. I put out shorts from these Patreon videos. So it's sort of a preview of these videos on my Patreon. Thank you so much to all of you who are already there and supporting me and my channel. I'm very grateful, and I don't really have enough words to say it, so I'm just gonna